Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alicia. I post new tutorials every Thursday, primarily on tumblers, but I do other things. So when you're done watching this video, go ahead and jump back on my channel and see some of the other fun things I've done. So this week's tutorial, it's nothing really new. I'm doing another Halloween themed tumbler, but it's based off of a piece of vinyl that I bought at Ante Up Graphic Supply. It caught my eye. It's got skulls and flowers on it, but it's printed on a diagonal. And so I was like, what can I do with that? So what I'm going to do with it is I am taking it and I'm going to do just kind of this vinyl wrap swirl with this, but just a section of it. So if you're interested to see what I came up with, stick around and I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, so I am working with a 20-ounce skinny straight by Makerflow, and I am sanding this, wiping it with 91% alcohol, and spray painting matte black. I know this shows you white, but I spray paint it matte black because I show you the same video pretty much every time. All right, so once that dries, dry times vary. I say that all the time. I am going to apply my glitter using Mod Podge, and I am so sorry, guys. I am like out of frame here, but you get the idea. You're just gonna use a fine bristle brush. I got this one from the Dollar Tree. It is Wet n Wild brand. And I'm going to make sure that I coat the entire cup, including the bottom. You don't have to do the bottom. I like to do the bottoms. And I'm going to make sure that it doesn't, you got to work fast with Mod Podge because it dries pretty quick, especially if you're using a thin coat. So there's like this weird fine line between using a coat that's too thin and one that's too thick. So I am going to sprinkle on my glitter, and this glitter is called Beast Boy, and it is new. It just came out a few weeks ago, like maybe a week or two ago. Yeah, last week, because I did it in my color blast. I really wanted to use this. I absolutely love this glitter, and as I'm putting it on this cup, I'm loving it even more. It's got golds and greens, and it's just like a real Halloween vibe. It just gives me that Halloween vibe. So I'm only going to do one coat of this glitter. I'm not going to do two coats because I love it the way it is. Once I'm done with my glitter, I'm going to let this dry for about a half an hour, and then I'm going to seal it with two coats of Krylon triple thick. That's what I like to do to seal my glitter so it doesn't move. And then I'm going to put 2 coats of epoxy. And I don't show you that because I show you doing epoxy so often that I kind of skipped it in this video. So if you're not familiar with epoxy, go ahead and jump back on my channel and see all my other videos. But for this one, I really was on a time crunch, so I skipped that stuff. So what I did was, here's the vinyl, and you can see that the skulls were printed on a diagonal. So I cut off this end piece and I put it on the cup and I go, oh, is this going to wrap around far enough? I wasn't, exactly sure. So I go and I slice off that corner, and I am going to just put it on my cup again. And it's not wrapping around as far as I want it to. And it's got this sharp end to it. So I decide that I'm going to need that centerpiece. But my cutter isn't long enough. So I take this big old T-square from my husband's workspace, put down a cutting mat, and then I slice off that big middle section, which I'm not sure how long that is, but it's definitely more than 12 inches. So it might be like maybe 14, 15 inches. And now I'm going to line it up on my cup, and I'm going to see, yep, that's long enough, and I'm loving it. And so I'm not going to put it all the way to the bottom because the bottom of this cup has a slight curve. And so if you put it all the way down, it's going to buckle down at the bottom, and I don't want that. So I'm just going to do a hair above where it's, 100% straight, and then I'm going to press it on down. So you see I'm cutting this piece of vinyl back, and I'm placing it back on, or the backing of the vinyl, and I'm placing it back on, and I'm going to reline it up. And when I've got it lined up, I'm going to hold it in place and then take that little piece off and anchor it down. There you go. Anchor it down, and now I'm going to flip that back, and I'm going to peel the rest of the backing off and smooth the vinyl with my fingers. You can use a squeegee if you want. It's completely up to you. You can use a silicone brush. It's whatever you're comfortable with. And if you've never done it before, try every way. Try it with your fingers. Try it with a scraper tool. I usually like to use ones with the felt ends. I don't usually like to use the sharp end ones, especially on vinyl, because I don't want it to scratch the print at all. And you can try silicone brush. So try all of them if you've never done it before and see what you like the best. And then just practice using each technique, and you'll just have this memory go-to one. All right, so I'm just going to trim it with a pair of scissors, and then I'm going to pull it up, make sure it's nice and smooth. And I'm going to just kind of press it over the edge, give it a little bit of a trim again. And then what I'm going to do, and I don't show you this, but what I'm going to do is when I do my 2 coats of epoxy, after my first coat, I'm going to sand that top, and I'm going to get the rest of that vinyl off the top. And I'm going to come down just a little bit because I want to expose the top of the cup, like just a hair at the top, and so that it seals the vinyl to the cup. All right, so then I decided I wanted this orange holographic vinyl to basically outline the vinyl. And I got this as well as the other one at Ante Up Graphic Supply, like I said. And I cut this strip at 0.2 by 11. So there's going to be hangover, so I'm going to cut that off. But the diameter of it is 0.2, and you can do whatever thickness you want. If you want it thinner, you can go thinner. If you want thicker, you can go thicker. It's totally up to you. I'm just telling you what I did so that so if you want to replicate this look, you have those measurements. And I did do that on Cricut Design Space. I do use Silhouette too sometimes, but I generally go to Cricut Design Space for this stuff because I find, like, I'm just so used to it that it's easy for me to use. Silhouette, I'm still learning that space, but I do use that for when I want to print a cup wrap, because if you know Cricut Design Space, you can't do a print and cut bigger than 6.5 by 9.25, and that's just not going to wrap around a cup. So, all right. So this is, so after this is going to require 2 coats of epoxy, but I'm running out of time. So I'm putting this on, and I'm going to go right into my final remarks. But I will show you the cup at the end of my remarks. All right, guys, this cup is not completely done. I have not done my final coat of epoxy, but I am running out of time, and so I need to get this video out to you guys. So overall, I'm really happy with this. And I toyed around with this, and the reason why it's not done is because I toyed around with putting words, like a saying, right in this spot, because I was like, oh, it's too empty or whatever. And I tried it, and you know what? I just wasn't feeling it. So I took it off, and I really just like it the way it is. I like the glitter. I like the skulls. And I was like, I don't want it to, like the skulls, I want it to be the focus of this. So if I put wording in there, then it's kind of, I don't know, it's going to take away from it. So guys, this is it simply. It really was very easy to do. If you love this vinyl, go ahead and jump on the description box down below to get a link to Ante Up Graphic Supply so that you can order yourself this vinyl. They have a lot of great vinyl there. So that is it for this, guys. I am so sorry that I didn't finish it with my final coats of epoxy, but you've seen me epoxy 1,000 times before. And if you haven't, jump back on my channel and you can see every time I do a video, I'm epoxying something. So make sure you give me a thumbs up if you like this video, please. And subscribe, share, and comment. I love to hear your feedback, and all of those things help my channel to grow. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. And then my next goal is 10,000, slowly climbing up there. And so don't forget to check out my Facebook group, It's a Craft Thing, for things I post that I don't do tutorials on, as well as my Instagram and Glitter Makes It Superstars page. So I will see you all next time, guys. Bye.